10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Ahoy lads! Welcome to SS Christine Muga Abad. I am Aisha and I am your captain for tonight's cruise. Guys, I ask nothing but your undivided attention as we journey through the bowels of our ship and unlock the mysteries and the intricacies of marine insurance. Question.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
SpongeBob SquarePants! SpongeBob SquarePants!
Let us go to my quarters, and my first mate Brian will tell you all about marine insurance, its coverage, and of course, he will enlighten you with the so-called special marine contracts.
Marine insurance, coverage and special marine insurance contracts. Divisions of marine insurance: hull insurance, insurance on the hull and machinery of a vessel, including collision liability. Cargo insurance, insurance on cargo carried in vessel, extended to cover cargo carried by air and or land. Freight insurance, insurance on money payable for the carriage of cargo or for hire of a vessel. Perils covered: perils of the seas, including stranding, sinking, fire, collision, contact, rovers, thieves, jettison, and barratry. Special perils, including theft, pilferage, non-delivery, freshwater damage, leakage, breakage, sweat damage, mold damage, and hook damage. War perils, including war, civil war insurrection, or civil strife arising therefrom, capture, seizure, arrest, restraints, or detainment. Strikes perils, including strikers, locked out, workmen or persons taking part in labor disturbances, riots, civil commotions, any terrorist or any person acting from a political motive, confiscation or expropriation. Marine protection and indemnity insurance. Marine protection and indemnity insurance covers legal liability of the insured for loss, damage, or expense incident to ownership, operation, chartering, maintenance, use, repair, or construction of any vessel, craft, or instrumentality in use in ocean or inland waterways, including liability of the insured for personal injury, illness, or death, or for loss of or damage to the property of another person. Special marine insurance contracts. Insurance against all risks. Insurance against all causes of conceivable loss or damage, except as otherwise excluded in the policy or due to fraud, intentional misconduct on the part of the insured. Insurer clause. A clause which makes the insurer liable for loss or damage to the hull or machinery arising from the negligence of the captain, engineers, explosions, breakage of shafts, and latent defect of machinery or hull. MTS Oceanus was a French-built and Greek-owned cruise ship famed for having sunk in 1991. After a successful 1988 cruise season in South Africa, the Oceanus received an 8-month charter from TFC Tours of Johannesburg. The Oceanus was in a state of neglect, with loose hull plates, check valves stripped for repair parts after a recent trip, and a 10-centimeter hole in the watertight bulkhead between the generator and sewage tank. Oceanus sank off South Africa's eastern coast on August 4, 1991 during a storm which caused leaking in the engine room and eventually flooded the ship. Luckily, everyone survived.
Let's head on over to our second mate's quarters, engine room, quarter deck, so that second mate Cedric can enlighten you more on marine insurance. Yeah, it's Cedric. No more Brian de Sevilla.
Insurable interest and concealment. Insurable interest. Ship owner over the vessel to the extent of its value, provided that if chartered, the recovery is only up to the amount not recoverable from the charter on expected freightage. Cargo owner over the cargo and unexpected profits. Charter over the amount he is liable to the ship owner if the ship is lost or damaged during the voyage, over his expected profits or freightage if he accepts cargoes from other persons for a fee, and over his own cargo or his client's cargo. Owner-debtor. Difference between the value of vessel or goods and the amount of loan. In loans on bottomry and respondencia, repayment of the loan is subject to the condition that the vessel or goods given as a security shall arrive safely at the port of destination, if by bottomry only the excess is insurable. Creditor-lender. The amount of the loan. Distinctions on concealment in marine insurance. As to information of third persons, the information of the belief or expectation of a third person in reference to a material fact is material and must be communicated. Other property in insurance. The information of a third person is not material and need not be communicated. Concealment in marine insurance. Concealment in marine insurance with respect to any of the following matters does not vitiate the entire contract but merely exonerates the insurer from a loss resulting from the risk concealed. Number 1. Want of necessary documents. Number 2. Liability of the thing insured to capture or detention. Number 3. Liability to seizure from breach of foreign laws of trade. Number 4. National charter of the insured. Number 5. Use of false simulated papers.
See? I told ya, he will enlighten our minds. Hope you get it. Well, finally, let's go to the galley so that the third mate Earl will teach us more.
Marine insurance. Loss, actual or constructive. Actual total loss. An actual total loss is caused by A. A total destruction of the thing insured. B. The irretrievable loss of the thing by sinking or by being broken up. C. Any damage to the thing which renders it valueless to the owner for the purpose for which he held it. D. Any other event which effectively deprives the owner of the possession at the port of destination of the thing insured. Constructive total loss. A constructive total loss is one which gives to a person insured a right to abandon. Abandonment in marine insurance is the act of the insured by which, after a constructive total loss, he declares the relinquishment to the insurer of his interest in the thing insured. Perils of the sea versus perils of the ship. Perils of the sea. This includes only those casualties due to the unusual violence of the sea, extraordinary action of the wind and wave, and any other extraordinary causes connected with navigation. Perils of the sea versus perils of the ship. Perils of the ship. A loss in which the ordinary course of events results from the natural and inevitable action of the sea, ordinary wear and tear of the ship, negligent failure of the ship's owner to provide the vessel with proper equipment to convey the cargo under ordinary conditions.
The Philippine American General Insurance Company Incorporated versus Court of Appeals. Here's the facts of the case, guys. Coca-Cola Bottlers Philippines Incorporated loaded on board MV Asilda, a vessel owned and operated by Feldman, 7,500 cases of 1-liter Coca-Cola soft drink bottles to be transported from Zamboanga City to Cebu for consignee Coca-Cola Bottlers Incorporated, Cebu. The shipment was insured with petitioner Philamgen under Marine Open Policy. The vessel sank in the waters of Zamboanga del Norte, bringing down her entire cargo, including the subject 7,500 cases of 1-liter Coca-Cola soft drink bottles. The consignee filed a claim with respondent Feldman for recovery of damages it sustained as a result of the loss of its soft drink bottles that sank with MV Asilda. Respondent denied the claim, thus prompting the consignee to file an insurance claim with Philamgen, which paid its claim of 755,250 pesos. Claiming its right of